Hey guys, what's up? Joining you a bit late for Game 3 between Andrew P. and I in the top 16 local Oklahoma State Championships. It looks like he just attaches to a lone Zekrom and attaches Eviolite. Anyways, I have the turn 1 basically Force Breath, DC attachment, Eviolite, and Sky Arrow Bridge, so I'm able to use my Giga Power for 60. However, he's going to be able to outrage me back in all likelihood or catch or something up and take a prize that way. We can see he's kind of thumbing the catcher and he decides to play it. He's afraid of I guess he's afraid that if he were to outrage me, I'd be able to just drop the extra energy and Raging Hammer for game, which is pretty bad occurrence if he weren't to hit it, were to whiff on a basic. He does bench a Dynamo, however, and a Thunderous, and he's going to be able to just outrage for a prize card. I decide to promote Celebi between turns. Looks like I hit a dual ball on my draw. Oh, no, plus power. So that's really nice. I'm going to be able to Giga Power then and take my own knockout. So right off the bat, we see that, that attacking turn 1 was key. I take the big threat off the board, which is the Zekrom. And at this point, I have 1 damage counter, which isn't that big of a deal, but I have a Gigas with 3 energy, and he's just going to be able to power through. I haven't played a draw supporter yet, though, in 2 turns, which is a little concerning. He's going to drop a Mewtwo, which, if anything, is really good for me. I don't play Shaman in my deck for this tournament, so that's kind of unfortunate because Shaman does work. He's going to catch up to Celebi, which, unless he's going to kill it this turn, which I don't see how he could, is kind of wasteful. Just because, there's not all that much you can do. I'll be able to free retreat, so I guess. Oh, it does have damage on it, it looks like. So if it, oh, okay, that's the Celebi that was outraged. That makes sense. Now he's 20 away from killing that, but he just promotes Thunderous, and he's going to charge here. So I guess he was hoping he'd hit the DCE. I draw for turn, and I'm going to be able to catch her the Dynamo. Switch back to Gigas. And I'm just going to Raging Hammer for a prize card. So I'm in a decent spot except for the fact that I haven't been able to hit any energy. Or not any energy, any other Pokemon. My dual balls have been completely non-existent, and same with my draw supporter. So I'm probably just sitting on a bunch of junk arms and kind of stuff right now. So he's going to Junk Arm 2 for what looks like probably a catcher. Oh, yeah, there we go. So he's going to grab a catcher. And at this point, neither person has very good board control, despite the fact that the prize exchange is going fairly quickly. I think it was turn 2 and prizes and onward every turn someone's taking a prize, just about. I think Andrew missed a prize last turn, but he's going to promote his Mewtwo, and he Shaman drops, he discards a Shaman, but he fixes that. So that's kind of interesting. He's already wasted his Shaman drop and really put himself in a situation where his Mewtwo could be vulnerable down the road. It looks like he plays an N, which if anything is helpful to me because I have not been able to hit anything up until this point. It is 4 cards, but then again, the likelihood of me hitting a draw supporter or some sort of Pokegear or anything at that point, after playing all the cards out of my deck, is, it's favorable, I'd think. So we'll see what I draw. See a couple of Grass Energy, not too helpful in this situation. He's going to attach another energy to his Mewtwo, which is a little risky. If I hit the switch Mewtwo DC, I could just X-Ball for another 2 prizes. He probably doesn't have that, or I probably don't have that. It is a really unlikely occurrence that I would have all that, but at the same time, I feel like the extra energy is risky, and he does attach an Eviolite. So now I'm down to lone Gigas, and I draw a switch, so I play the dual ball, and That looks like double tails. So that's kind of rough. But from here, maybe the catcher Shaman. And I guess I'm more focused on taking prizes and leaving that Mewtwo to kind of, I guess, either charge me up with damage or just be there for big prizes or quick prizes with Mewtwo. We're going to see Andrew Pokegear here. So at this point, I still don't think I've played a draw supporter. And I guess he's going to play the Pont. And now that Mewtwo's got a buttload of energy, and he's threatening to maybe kill me, I guess I have 3 energy, so that's 60 damage, reduced by 20. So that's 40 damage. I guess if he's got 100 energy worth of damage, yeah, he's not going to be able to one-shot me right now. I think at this point he'd actually need something like 10 energy between us, so he needs 7 energy. Or I actually think 6 and a plus power would do it as well. But, you know, that's a lot of energy. And I think that Andrew is a little hesitant to try and drop any Dynamos and set up Eels right now just because I've been so hot with the catchers that, you know, it'd be easy for me to hit another one and just take easy prize on Dynamos. He goes to Pokegear again, but it's a whiff, I think. So now I'm just sort of left sitting in suspense. He's going to attach an Eviolite to his Thundurus, and comes to my turn. So I drop a Celebi, which is nice to have something else on the field. And I'm just going to Raging Hammer. I know I can two-shot it, and if I can KO Thundurus, and then that Mewtwo has a ton of energy stacked on it, it's going to be fairly easy for me to be able to bring the game down to basically a Mewtwo war or a very short one. But at this point, Andrew's just stacked a ton of energies. He's going to end us both to 3. And at this point, I have to think that it's likely that he'll end me into some kind of draw supporter. Even at 3 cards, I've just played down so much of my deck. And I don't know if it's that I feel like even if I had a Juniper's and I was just afraid to discard resources, I don't even feel like that's a likely situation, just because at a certain point you have to just, you know, say that your junk arms aren't worth it, as tough as that is to say. I see a switch in my hand. So he's just going to be able to X-Ball for a big and beefy KO on my Gigas. And so I believe it's down to 2 prizes on his side. So he's played the exchange rather well. I have not. I hit the dual ball. And it looks like I'm a little frustrated there. I Juniper. And I don't blame myself for being frustrated on the whiff. If I don't hit another Pokemon here, I'm pretty much done for. And I saw the junk arm, so I'm probably gonna have to go for another dual ball. So looks like what I'm doing. And I finally hit a heads. That's 1 for 6. You know, but sometimes that happens. You have to assume risk when you're playing stuff like dual ball. It looks like I grabbed out another Celebi, so I'm just trying to buy myself a turn. I play another dual ball, and looks like I'm saving everything but a Juniper, basically. Don't see what I grabbed out, but I'm gonna guess it was a Mewtwo. And I'm probably just going to put it in my hand because otherwise he could just catch my Mewtwo and slaughter it. He's played a lot of ends at this point, so I'm fairly confident he won't end me. And, you know, even if he does, I really don't have many other options. And he's just going to poke a gear. I think he's probably hoping for the end. Did he poke a gear? And Andrew's really running skinny at this point. His deck doesn't look like it'd have more than 10 cards in it at best. Honestly, just sitting there, it looks like 2 cards. I know it's a little more than that, but still. So he's going to attach to something on the bench. I can't really tell what it is. Looks like a Thunderous, maybe? And I'm just thumbing that Selby, knowing it's going to get KO'd. So there it is. Promote my other Selby. I'm going to drop my Mewtwo. I'm going to Juniper my hand away just because, you know, there's probably nothing. And now I run the risk of my just hand being bogged down by supporters, but I do see the DCE, which is a very, very nice card to see. So I'm just going to be able to attach that. I also dropped down the Eviolite, which is important, and I'm going to be able to X-Ball and take 2 prizes, bringing it down to 1. So here is where it's going to get really intense. We see Andrew attaches, and I think it's here he says something about a misplay. He wanted to basically be able to Super Rod and Recollector for stuff, but don't see why he wouldn't just Super Rod back for the Mewtwo and the Shaman and be able to move his energy around. But he's just going to be thinking about this for a minute. And even if he did, I guess, Super Rod back, he'd still need the DCE. I'm not sure how many he's played. It feels like he's played at least 1 or 2. I know he had 1 attached to that Mewtwo. So he'd need to be able to hit both of those. I know he's played a Shaman. I know I knocked it out, actually, with Gigas earlier in this game. So he's just going to thumb through his discard. But I guess he's just going to scoop there because that's the end of the footage. That was a good game. I'm not really exactly sure what happened with that just cutting out like that. But make sure you rate, comment, subscribe. Keep doing your thing, guys. And I should be bringing you some games from the Arkansas State Championships. I'm not playing in any of them, but my really good friend Ty Smith is. He's an awesome player. They're going to be really fun games to watch. So make sure you come back and check those out, guys. And I'll catch you later.